baby.
Oh.
Turn it up.
Oh.
Turn it up.
Oh.
My goodness. This feels different. It really does. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go. Let's go.
Presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. There they go. Use promo code DMVR whenever you sign up. In fact, sign up because we're going to make some bets to tonight's game. If you thought the game didn't have enough intensity, we're going to add a little props, prop bets, just to make it a little bit more intense. Guys, Nuggets are in Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. Jokic is in Philadelphia to take on Joel Embiid, and we are hyped for it. I got Brendan Vogt over here. Tell me, how are you feeling about this game?
Excited, thrilled, can't wait, and there's no shame in it if you feel the same way. Nothing wrong with a little rivalry, no matter where it comes
No
from.
shame if you feel the same way. I love it. What about you, Wind? How are you feeling so far?
I'm nervous as heck. Absolutely. I'm not afraid to admit it, but I did listen to Zach Lowe, Ramona Shelburne podcast on the way in. I'm fired up now. That got me on the right level. I'm ready to go now.
What was it about that one that got you going?
You can probably guess.
Embiid saying it was his Super Bowl?
Yeah, that was among the factors, the
and
topics.
Then over here, I got Superstar Dev.
I'm geeked. Like, honestly, I am ready for the game. I haven't been, like, this excited for a game in a long time. Like, I mean, you would love to see Jokic play, but Embiid versus Jokic, one-person Super Bowl.
Hey, man, this is a big game to both people, to both players. It really is. Jokic plays it a little bit more cool, I think. You know, like he doesn't always show it, but this is a big game to him. We know that. And it's also cool because Serbia is awake for this one. This is not a morning game in Serbia. This is a prime time Saturday night game. Everybody's in Serbia is going to be able to follow along, which I'm excited for as well. We're going to talk about X factors. We're going to talk about personal rivalries in the NBA, and of course, we're going to make bets. But let's start it off. There's some good news, I believe, in the pregame notes.
There's a lot of news in the pregame notes.
Oh, wow.
First of all, let's go over who's available. So for Denver, Nikola Jokic is available.
Let's go.
Contavious Caldwell-Pope was also on the injury
sir.
report.
Kenny Pope.
He's available. Jamal Murray, available.
Let's go.
Also, Michael Porter Jr. rejoined the team yesterday
Is
in
he ready to
Philly,
go?
available and in the starting lineup.
He's back.
Nuggets have their regular starting lineup today in Philly. Huge news.
So this is the thing: is this game, in addition to being like, it's always going to be Jokic Embiid, like it's just that's what it's going to be. But this is also equally as important, if not as loud, is that this is a great test for the Denver Nuggets.
Right.
They needed another test, and they haven't had one. I said for 2 weeks when they beat Cleveland on the second night of a back-to-back. They get another one tonight. I think it's going to be big.
Yeah. And for Philly, Joel Embiid was on the injury report. Foot soreness. He was questionable. He's playing and in the starting lineup. So we're ready to go. Everybody's good to go.
Everybody's good
Funny
to go,
how that
man.
happens sometimes.
There's nobody with the Nuggets that's out.
I mean, you got like the usuals, the two-way guys who are both out.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
nothing other than that. Everybody
Okay.
else is good. Bruce
All right.
Brown's available as well.
You knew he was playing.
You know,
Bruce?
Oh,
Bruce,
you know,
come
the
on.
Bruce will be loose tonight. Are you kidding me? He's made for this
Yeah,
game.
he'll be extra silly.
All right, what else?
I mean, let's go over what Philly's been up to.
Okay.
They're 31-16, second in the East, currently on a 6-game winning streak right now. During that winning streak, though, 4th on offense, 22nd on defense. They're coming off a 137-133 win over the Nets. That was a couple days ago, national TV. Embiid had a big game, 26-10, got to the line a bunch. James Harden, who's been playing really well, 23-7. Tyrese Maxey had 27 off the bench, and that's been the big storyline in Philly. They've moved Tyrese Maxey to the bench recently. D'Anthony Melton in the starting lineup. So they've been trying to get more defense in the starting lineup, bring that Maxey scoring punch off the bench, and they've won 6 in a row. So it's worked for them so far.
They're on a roll. And as
Yep.
I mentioned the other day, their number one offense over the last 20-plus games, 25 games, something like that. Their offense has been great. Denver's offense has been great all year. I think they are 3 over the last 20, 25 games, somewhere right there. So they've also been good. So I do expect this is going to be one of, like, who can guard who tonight? How is that? Who's going to be able to get the intensity and everything in there? I'll say this, Dev. I don't think it'll lack for intensity. I think this is a game that both teams, I think this game will feel like a playoff game.
Oh, absolutely. Both sides want it. They want to prove that, they're a contending team on their side. Denver, this is their challenge. Also, the Embiid thing. Everybody's going to be watching this one. Everyone's going to want this. It's a national game. And a lot of people feel slighted. So, yeah, the intensity is going to be up.
Do you have the clip, Kale, of Ramona Shelburne on the Zach Lowe pod? Can you pull that up?
I didn't even know this was
What the hell's going on?
We were talking about matchup. couple of weeks ago, he was asking, do you think Jokic is going to play when they go to Philly? Like, he's already been thinking about this for a long time. The Super Bowl for the NFL is in a couple weeks. For Joel, this Saturday.
Personal Super Bowl.
Is right up there. Because of the fact that these head-to-head matches,
Personal Super Bowl. Personal Super Bowl.
I know the default reaction might be like from Nuggets land to laugh.
Point and laugh.
I like this.
I do too.
I respect it. And I don't think an athlete has to choose. Like, I'm pretty sure Embiid also cares about winning a title. But today,
does he?
Yeah, right. But today is Saturday, and he's got a chance to send a message against a guy who has straight up prevented him from winning one, if not two MVPs. No shame in it, right? Like, I think it's awesome. And I think the NBA needs more of this. And I like highlighting this side, too, because you'll see people say that it's a Twitter-manufactured rivalry. But I think there's more to it than that. Just because these guys respect each other doesn't mean they don't want to beat each other head-to-head.
There's no question about it. And here's one thing I'll say. Nikola in the last, I believe, 2 times, because remember, they only play each other. They don't play each other that often because Embiid has missed a lot of the matchups, when they've been head-to-head. But the last time, Embiid comes out and he's hitting jumpers to begin. And I remember Jokic is sagging off him. Like, he's like 3 in a row, and Jokic's playing off him. I honestly believe Jokic approaches these games a little strategically. Yeah. Stay out of foul trouble, because you can't, like, one of the ways Embiid beats you is he just draws a lot of fouls. So, all right, if he's going to knock down some shots, that's unfortunate, but stay out of foul trouble. And then run him. And I feel like he spent the first 3 quarters running Embiid and giving him the shot, just saying, like, well, don't come inside. And Embiid, in a little bit of a way, kind of fell for it. Almost was like, all right, my jumper's going, I'm going. He gets 20 points through 3 quarters or whatever. 4th quarter, Nikola starts to get into him, says, okay, I think he only had 1 foul the last time. Starts to get into him. The game changes. He's a little more fatigued. And then and then you kind of take over. And I feel like that's been Jokic's MO the last couple times. We, of course, remember the 17-point comeback 2 or 3 seasons ago against them. I feel like there's a real strategy, and I kind of expect it tonight, of just stay out of foul trouble. Yeah. And don't let other things happen. Don't let, like, oh, he's getting fouls. Now he's getting kickouts for threes. He's getting all this stuff. Like, he wants to stand outside and hit that 15-footer. He might make a bunch of them, but just stick to that process.
Yeah, I mean, Nikola Jokic is better at playing the game within the game more than a lot of people. It's not about winning the first quarter. It's not about winning any quarter. It's about winning the war at the end of the day, and, like, that's what he does better than anybody. So, yeah, he's going to play his own game. I'm sure he's got his own strategy that he's going into today's game with. And, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's been the game plan that we've seen him play against Embiid before. Just go punch for punch with him early, let Embiid tire out a little bit, and then, have the finishing move at the end.
And, Dev, this is why I actually think, for me, my number 1 X factor, it sounds weird to call him an X factor, is Jamal Murray. Because while I think Jokic is playing the game within the game, stay out of foul trouble, don't let other things happen, I think Embiid is playing I got to outplay Jokic. They're running pick and roll. I'm taking the roll big every time. I'm not stepping out. And I feel like you have to be ready to step up and knock down shots when Embiid is going to concede them from the guards.
Yeah, we got to see that in their last matchup, where Embiid is just in this mind game of, I'm just going to do everything to show that I'm going to go against Jokic. He's not going to have a crazy game against me. He doesn't care what's happening around him. So instead of protecting the paint, he's going out to the perimeter to try to get Jokic to not score, which is allowing everybody else to get loose and get going. So if Jamal's able to get to the rim or get ISO matchups and get the best of that, that's going to be an advantage for Denver. And I think Jokic is smart enough to know, I have the spacing, I have the matchup. We're going to take their best defender away from the rim.
Yeah.
Philly also, I mean, look, Harden and Maxey are 2 dynamic players. You got to make them play defense.
Right.
And that's one way this matchup can be different. Can Jamal be the aggressor early? What role can Bones Hyland play in a matchup that's going to be big for him as well, for his own reasons? Proximity, the region. And so this was a game he stepped up big last year. Embiid versus Jokic is likely going to be something close to a wash. Can Jamal be the guy that puts this over the top for Denver?
On the other side, you got James Harden, who's obviously a major X factor. He's been playing great, but he's been playing as a facilitator. Right. I also wonder, in years past, I feel like that dynamic has been difficult. Harden maybe wants to be a little more aggressive. I'm curious to see. They might need him to be old Harden tonight. I would almost be more worried of Harden going off big tonight in the pick and roll than of them giving Embiid a bunch of post touches.
I feel like last time, because of what it meant for the MVP running, after the game, Harden said something along the lines of, we was just going through Embiid because we kind of wanted him to pad the stats. So he was like taking the back road. In this game, it's going to be loose. It's going to be able to – he's going to try to find mismatches and try to score. Also, they're going to need to – they're going to want to win this game. It's going to have to be on someone else because you can't do the Jokic versus Embiid matchup.
Right.
Jokic is going to make the right play. He's going to get everyone else involved. He's going to, play the mind games. So having other advantages, Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, other ways, that's going to be the way that you can win the game.
Yeah. All right, who are some other X factors, Wind? Who's your biggest X factor?
Michael Porter Jr.
Wow.
It's got to be Michael Porter. Hasn't
What a
been
mystery, though,
with
from
the
him,
Nuggets
man.
the last couple games. Just rejoined the team. What is he going to give Denver?
No idea.
I have no idea.
No idea.
Is he going to be his same old self? Is he not? He can swing this game for sure because, if Michael Porter Jr. is who we think he's going to be, 3 or 4 threes tonight, probably. That can swing the game in one way or another.
What about you, Dev?
For me, it's going to be Aaron Gordon. Just having that second option of getting Embiid away from the rim, but also being able to have a lob threat. Also, the advantages that he presents with just being way stronger than the other forwards is going to be him versus Tobias Harris, who, he gets paid like a superstar and doesn't have a lot of superstar type of games. So seeing Aaron Gordon be able to go against another guy and that same caliber of player and continue to be a force on the boards, continue to be a guy that's going to bang down low and do all of the dirty work while everyone else is doing what they have to do.
Yeah. What do you got, Vote?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Bones Hyland as well. Bones Hyland just got his jersey retired at his high school, back in Philly, close to his hometown. He had a huge game against the 76ers in this spot last year. This could be the Bones bounce back game. Maybe this is the game that gets Bones Hyland back in a rhythm.
One guy that I've got as an X factor is DeAndre Jordan.
Wow.
Well, it's because Embiid plays. He doesn't play like Jokic does, 9 minutes in a row, 12 minutes go. He does 5, takes a break, takes 5. So he's going to be staggered, some against Jokic, some against DeAndre. And look, it's going to be DeAndre. You got to put a 7-footer out there. You got to put a big body. I don't think Denver's going to try to play too small there. He's, one, got to not foul out in short order, but two, he's got to be good in those minutes. You can't hemorrhage points in that matchup. That can't be Embiid and Jokic were even, but every minute he was on the court with DeAndre, he just murdered him. He knows DeAndre's game. They were teammates, he's gone up against him. He knows him well. DeAndre has got to come up big in his limited minutes against Embiid.
So
today.
you think DeAndre Jordan definitely plays today?
Definitely no. I'm not going to say definitely. I don't know. But I think it would. I don't have faith that Zeke Naji, this is a matchup for him. He's too small and not athletic enough, in my opinion, to be able to match up with Joel Embiid.
I think the Bones answer is probably the right answer. I'm going to go with KCP just because we talk about the perimeter differences. Murray's in there, Harden and Maxey, and who can be the difference maker. Denver is better set up to stop dynamic guards than ever before. So can KCP be a 3-and-D guy tonight, a reliable one as he's been for most of the year? Wynn pointed out with some clips on Twitter how good KCP's been lately defensively. One of the best I've seen at getting his hands involved without committing fouls. That'll be put to the test against James Harden when and if he's guarding him. But can he be a difference maker tonight?
Right. Let's move on now to personal rivalries because I think this is the biggest one in the Nuggets universe. I think it's one of the biggest ones really in all of sports. It's funny, man, listening to the Lowe and Ramona Shelburne pod, in that they're really, she called it Magic and Bird, and that, you can look at both, you go back and forth. I actually feel like the NBA has undersold how great of a storyline this is. We all complained about them not putting the Giannis matchup on national television, making it a back-to-back. I do think the NBA, though, can take this one up another notch, and nights like tonight are, where these things can only get more fuel to the fire. Embiid, Jokic, pick your poison, East-West. To me,
right.
it's a big one. I think it's one of the top ones in the NBA. But what other ones are there, Dev, on the Denver Nuggets? Is there a player that has a personal rivalry with another player?
On the Nuggets?
Does Jamal Murray have a personal rival?
Early on,
Lonzo Ball.
It seemed like right now, since the bubble, you could say him and Donovan Mitchell is a really good one. I used to say him versus Devin Booker was the one that I liked the most.
It's true.
Just because they They both are Kentucky boys.
They're similar, yeah.
They're similar in a lot of different ways. So that was the one for me. But yeah, I think it is starting to be the Donovan Mitchell, and I hate that they didn't get to go against each other the last time that they came out.
I kind of like the Devin Booker one.
Yeah, Devin Booker, Jamal's good.
We need a playoff series with it, but like they
that's-
play it this year in the playoffs, I think that will become a rivalry.
Yeah.
They both love to step it up in that matchup, respectively. And you're probably right that had Jamal been healthy and we got that series,
Kyrie,
it's probably at that place right now. And it probably gets a little Mitchell-esque, maybe not to that degree, but of them going back and forth.
Any other personal rivals?
That's a great question. I'm not sure if I can think of any, man.
Aaron Gordon, Draymond Green.
That was
bit.
the other one I had.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that one's a real one. And by the way, Draymond Green gave Aaron Gordon props early like last week or something on his podcast, saying like he feels like he's really grown as a player or whatever.
Yeah.
And I almost like my ears peaked up when that happened. I kind of listened to that and I go twofold. One, he knows Nuggets are a rival.
Yeah.
He knows that
He
Aaron
knows
Gordon,
we're coming.
Last year, I'm telling you, he berated Aaron Gordon. He
Yeah.
made Aaron Gordon a target. And I don't feel like now is his way of being like, well, hold on, I got to soften this so he's not pissed at me. I almost feel like it's more mind games, that he's just trying to get ahead of it. Like, we're going to play them, and I'm going to go right back at Aaron Gordon. So I'm going
Love
to
that.
soften him up to give him a blow later
Yeah.
on.
You know who seems to have a rivalry one way? I don't think that it's matched up the exact. Jaylen Brown and maybe Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Because he was so upset about that
Yeah,
50,
you're right.
50 game. And then also
Same draft class, right?
This last time that they came against each
Yeah.
other, he also had another comment against it. So it's like he thinks something about the Nuggets. I don't think that they feel the exact same way, but there's something there.
I think you're right about this. I didn't pick up on it, but you're right. He was very salty after that game.
Yeah.
Maybe it is the draft class thing where you always want to be the top guy in your class.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. We have any others? We don't have a Michael Porter one.
Jokic Nurkic is just dead because
one's
it's just
dead. I
so
mean, come on.
one-sided these days.
Nurk's going to get traded. I could feel it. I could feel it. Is there a Michael Porter, Gary Trent for a while there for a
No,
second there?
Norm Powell.
Norm Powell. Yeah, but that's not really a
not a
rivalry
rivalry.
quite yet.
That's
I don't know
just
if
like
we
a
have one.
depressing memory for us.
Does Bones Hyland have anybody that like
He will by the end of his career, but I don't think he does.
he doesn't have
I
one
don't
just
think he
yet?
I mean,
does
he's gotten into it with guys,
Yeah.
If he does it again
but
tonight,
nothing
you
too
could argue
substantial.
Michael Malone and the Sacramento Kings.
Philly. Yeah, that's
Oh, that's a real one. It ain't never going away.
What other Jokic? Is there another Jokic one? I feel like everybody has beefs with Jokic, but
You could say AD.
I feel like nobody has a beef with Jokic because you try to talk trash to the guy and he just drops 47 on
guys
you,
have
brother.
beefs with Jokic.
Him and
though.
Gobert was like something. Like I really
Yeah.
feel like that was something to it, just because of every single time that they played each other. Even Karl Anthony Towns, he has something against Jokic. I don't think that he sees him in that same light, but it used to be something that was there. And then also Porzingis. Early on, that was a big one.
Yo, speaking of which, can you believe Washington's report that they want to build around their big three? First of all,
Yeah.
can you guess who the big three is?
Kyle Kuzma,
Kyle Kuzma.
Bradley Beal,
Yep.
and
Kristaps.
Porzingis.
And Porzingis.
Not
They-
Corey Kispert?
It's crazy for me to think like none of those guys are the first guy at a big three. They're all probably the third guy at a big three, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Chat's bringing up the Morris twins.
I don't think that's a
It
rivalry.
was for 12 months.
It's
and
not-
then it
that
hasn't
was
been.
That was a Twitter rivalry, but they don't guard each other. It's different positions. I just don't see
I
it.
don't know.
I think Anthony Davis, you could argue.
Anthony Davis, I think there's a little there.
You got to be on the court to make it a real
a
rivalry.
little bit there.
You got to actually play against one another.
All right, guys, it's that time. Let's open up DraftKings Sportsbook's app. Let's turn our attention to Superstar Dev, and let's preview this game. Oh, we got 2 super chats. Let's hit those real quick.
Sugar Shoes. Bones retired his number 5 jersey yesterday and will be hitting 5 threes today. Hashtag
That'd be
keep
sick, man.
Denver
I'd love
busy.
for Bones to be the X Factor again. Are you kidding me? What a feel-good story that would be.
And then Pablo. Super chat from Pablo.
Hell yeah.
Hey, shout out Pablo.
The
Big
chat
time.
was asking for my thoughts on the officials. John Goble is officiating. The thing about him is he calls a lot of travels. John Noble Goble, as they call him.
Noble goal.
yeah, he-
Harden is in trouble.
He calls travels. That's his MO.
So Denver comes into this game as 3-point underdogs. It's on the road. I don't respect it. I just don't. I think that Denver is the better team. They have proven to be the better team. They have the better superstar. I think that +3 is a good one. I think that you have to put that in. They're the better team. Over-under is at 231. I'm going to go over in this game. I just like that both two elite offenses going at it, playoff-like atmosphere, which you usually go with the defense, but these teams want it. They just truly want it. So I do expect this to be a over type of game.
Even with the day game, you're factoring in the day game. I always feel like guys are just a little hit or miss.
It does not matter.
All right.
They're going to go at it. There's just too many scores on both teams. So I like it. They just now updated the lines. If we like the overs, this is the game for us. First off, let's just lock it in. Embiid's going to do everything in his power to get 32.5 points. Anything that he can. Just throw in the over on that game. He averages it. He wants it a little bit too much. So I'm going to go the over for him on points. Also think that James Harden's assist is one for me, 11.5. I like that on their side. He just gets everyone involved. He finds mismatches. It's an over for me. Now on to Denver's side, the good side of things. Let's just lock it in there. Let's just get our lock. Jokic, points, rebounds, and assists, 46.5. Way
might
too
get that
low.
in points.
It's way too low. They're trying to factor in the
44.5.
One guy is just betting. What is it now?
44.5.
44.5. Like, why do that? That's easy. Also, they're trying to give us money. They have Bones Hyland, 8.5 points. We saw what he could do in this type of matchup.
Yeah, we got to go over on that.
You got to go over on it.
gotta.
8.5. He's going to get a couple of threes. He's going to get to the rim. Like, over. I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Jamal Murray, points. I like the over in this one.
I like that too.
I just think that he is going to score.
I don't see his points on here though. Is he game time decision?
Oh no, it looks like they
in.
just took him down. He's in and starting.
All right.
So they just put him down. The combos, I really do like the combo. I'm going to put in Aaron Gordon on this one. On points, rebounds, and assists is at 25.5. I like it. I just think that there's something there. And then we're going to put in the combination that they have of blocks and steals. Aaron Gordon's is at 1.5. I'm just going to go to over on that. He just can get that in blocks alone. He's going to come up with a couple of steals. I like that combo. Is anything else standing out for us?
Jokic is going to take a 3 tonight, I think. I think he takes a 3.
Embiid will be in drop a lot.
Just usually when you have a rim protector, this is the old Eric bet. When you have a rim protector, Jokic starts by trying to draw him out. So I think Jokic hits a 3 or 2 tonight. Michael Porter coming back is always interesting. You know what? Let's just do this all in single game parlay. Let's do a 3-pointers single game parlay. We'll just go over to threes. I'm going to look at Jokic first and add my 1 3-pointer for him. Then I'm going to go over Michael Porter. They're not sure what to, because he's been out. They've lowered it to just 2. So I'm going to take the 2+ at -175 and add that on there. And then I like Jamal Murray points. I'm with you. That's my bet, is I think he has a good points game tonight. I'm going to buy it all the way up to 19.5. I think he gets a 20-piece tonight. I'm going to make that my single game parlay. I've even got a little bonus available. Oh my goodness. Look at this. I got it up to +480 when you opt into the single game parlay booster. I like that. I'm going to put a little 10-piece on it. Sprinkle it on there. 10 to win 50. I like it. Any other bets?
I mean, Jamal Murray's been on a roll recently. Ever since he hit the buzzer beater in Portland, that was 25 games ago.
Yeah.
20.5 points, 47% from the field, 41% from 3. 5 rebounds, 6.5 assists a game. Big numbers. Like, those are all-star numbers.
I like it. This is a big one, guys. We're going to be doing a watch-along for this one. Of course, it was so big we had to get the watch-along set up. So we're going to go off of this show. Set up for our watch-along will be live in like 4 minutes as you can watch along, second screen. Watch this game with us. Harrison's going to be hosting. D-Line's going to be hopping in my chair. Should be a good one. Go Nugs.